Welcome to Brojo Builds, and today, I'm just gonna throw some tips at you while you're assembling your engine. Now, um, some of you guys may not have some of the tools that I have at my disposal in your shop, and depending on the level of engine that you're building, you get away with certain stuff. If you're building a basic, 400 horsepower combination, the street rod. Normally, when you send the block out to the machine shop, you could just, for the most part, you could trust that a competent machine shop will put your bores at the right diameter and straightness and stuff like that. So it's also good to uh, know that you have a qualified machine shop doing your work. That being said, um, at this point in time, I checked all my bore clearances, and a quick rundown on how that goes is you take your piston, and this is the piston I will be using. It's a Mali power pack type piston. Beautiful piston right out of the box. For an out of box piston is definitely. I mean, I'm sure you get a little bit nicer stuff from, let's say, Diamond or whatnot, but for out of the box, this is quite nice, I must say. Coated skirts and fully coated piston. Nice. Anyway, I digress. So every piston will have a marking point on which you're supposed to get your your diameter on the skirt. And Mali, they recommend a quarter inch up, so 250 thousandths. So if you see this little blue mark on the piston on both sides, that's where I would measure it on my OD mic. I'll take my measurements on the skirt and in that area, and then we'll transfer the size onto your dial bore. This is the dial bore. It has the end already on it. So again, I'll transfer that measurement of the piston here. I'll lock the OD mic, zero out my mic up here, and then that if you noticed that piston was for the number 8 hole. So right here, my machine shop, put it. He said 7 thousandths. And if you look at my mic here, this way and right there, right at 7 thousandths. And the holes are pretty true all the way through. So again, a competent machine shop goes a long way on making sure, you know, everything is right. Second tip, I picked up one of these cheap ring squaring tools, and you know what? I don't mind it. Normally, I use a piston. If it's a flat top piston or a dish piston, we can use the piston itself to actually square in the hole. But since my pistons have a big dome, I was like, I saw this little tool on Amazon. As a matter of fact, I'll leave a link in the description. And it actually worked out great for me, actually. So, you know, uh, yeah, there's a little, like, you need to make sure the ring is straight when you go use it. So, matter of fact, pull this out. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. So, let's say you get your ring. Again, I'm not even lefty. Again, this is much easier when you have both your hands. So you get your ring started, and when I use it, I put it in the hole. The two separate part of the Y, I'll keep it in between the gaps of the gap on the ring, and I use the bottom, and then you push it straight in. And then, you give it a little rotation. and what? And it leaves the ring pretty square in the bore. And then I had already filed this ring in this hole. If I had to give a tip on proper ring filing, is as where I see some people get it wrong. Right now I'm filing these by hand, and the target was 30 thousandths. As you see, files fit dead nuts of the feeler gauge. I have a little manual filer here. I'm definitely gonna upgrade to an electric filer in the future to save myself some time. But as you file your ring, you only want to file one side of the ring on the filer. So as the ring is on the filer here, again, I don't want to cut this ring anymore. You put the ring, you make sure it's flat against the disc, and then you take some out of it. Now every few turns, take the ring out, and then you're gonna want to butt the ring together. Let me see if I can do it. What? Anyway, you want to butt the ring together, and by butting the ring together, matter of fact, I could do it one hand. All right. You want to make sure that it's. Let me see if I got some daylight or. You want to make sure it's flat. That's my point. You don't want to make sure you're not filing on an angle. It's crooked or it looks crazy. You want it so that when it butts together, that it's straight. The second tip is make sure you pick up a file or oil stone and deburr the ring after you grind it, because if not, you're gonna scratch up your bore going in and out with the rings. So with that being said, I think that's all we're gonna do for today. Hopefully next time you see me, the ring's already filed and in the hole. And my next thing that I'm gonna be doing is checking main bearing and rod bearing clearances, and then at the end I'll wipe everything down one last time, and we'll start the assembly process. So again, this is Bro Joe Builds. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know in the description more of things that you want to see. If you want to see more detail, I could do that as well. Or do you guys want more? You guys want to see the final result at the end of the video type deal? I just would like to know how to better provide the content that I produce. Sometimes I find myself talking too much, and I don't want this to be like a boring video. I just want videos. I want them to be informative, and then also at the same time provide a level of entertainment. So again, Bro Joe Builds. Like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Thanks, guys.